What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of What Are They Cooking, this series where we showcase the craziest replays for Edison format that you've sent into the channel, which, if you want to do so, Discord link in the description, post them in the Edison format replays channel. Starting off today, we have Nurse Burn. Now, most Nurse Burn decks that you have encountered in like any format are probably some kind of meme OTK thing, but this build is rather different in that we have seemingly a game plan that is not just trying to win in one turn. So we'll see how that works out. It looks like we're on some giant germs. Of course, Soul Taker and Upstart Goblin, pretty cool choices. Upstart Goblin, kind of an obvious one, I guess. But yeah, I mean, if you have Nurse on the field, they're just like, there's just no downside to playing these guys. Like Soul Taker just becomes like better smashing ground that also makes things miss timing. And then Upstart is just draw one, inflict 1,000. So it's, yeah, I mean, definitely can see why these cards have been included in here. Opponent going for Black Rose Dragon here. We chained the Wabaku. All right. They're following it up though with Quick Draw Shell. So they're doing some quick draw things apparently, and this is definitely not great. I mean, Black Rose Dragon into Drill Warrior. They take out the Drill Warrior in main of one, of course, because we did flip that Wabaku earlier. So not really any point going battle phase here. Avarice going to put everything back, so getting a ton of pluses. The opponent, definitely, they have cards. It's going to be a question of if their cards interact with our plays. So obviously we're just going to try and burn them down because, first of all, that's what our deck does, and second of all, they've got a Drill Warrior that we don't have an out to. So kind of have to go that route. We're going to kill the token, inflict 1,000 attack for an additional 1,400, set Threatening Roar, set Creature Swap, and pass. The opponent draws another Volcanic Shell. Not great. See, they got a lot of fake cards in their hand between like the Volcanic Shells, the Dandelion. They're about to have a Blaze Accelerator. They have a Foolish Burial, which is basically another Volcanic Shell / Dandelion. But, you know, it's just scary looking at 6 cards sometimes. They're going to go actually popping the Nurse in main one with the Blaze Accelerator. I guess they just want to get the third shell out of their deck, but you could have attacked for a lot of damage there, and also you could have just pitched a shell for the drill and then searched the shell. I don't know. I don't know if that was optimal. Speaking of which, we banish our drill, go into Iron Chain Dragon. Did we forget to mill 3? Tell me you didn't forget to mill 3. It's okay, it's good. We did it. So we are on apparently the gift cards and stuff. With also Bad Reaction makes sense because of course we are playing the Nurse. So it makes sense to play Bad Reaction as well. Can we stay alive this turn? That is the question. I think we have Threatening Roar, right? Yeah, we have Threatening Roar, so we live a turn. We can inflict 3,000, but then what do? No, really, yeah, we just lose. Okay. Unfortunate, no follow-up there. We almost had it. We were close. Obviously, no reason not to play stuff like Paths of Destiny and, what's the gift card? Because they're just big burn spells. So the opponent playing around the jar. They know. They're smart. All right, we flip up the jar. Jar going to let us draw 5. But we didn't really get a whole lot of positives on the opponent there. We're going to summon Nurse. Just going to negate the Brain Control. Attack in for some damage. You know, Brain Control kind of is just like another burn spell functionally sometimes if you think about it. Speaking of burn spells, the opponent left Shell in, which is maybe not the best idea against a burn. You could probably take that out of a quick draw deck. They flip up Pot of Avarice, draw 2. All right, they once again have 50,000 billion cards in their hand. They special out Sidra. Wabaku going to stop us from hitting over the Nurse, but Caius will take it out. We're not going to see any of the burn traps chained. We just summon another Nurse, activate the Soul Taker. Once again, just smashing ground, but you can choose the monster, and also it misses timing, and also they burn for 1,000. We get in for some burn damage, and then we have 2 copies of Paths of Destiny. So I think this should just be the end of the game, right? Right? Yeah, okay. We just had, yeah. Because they just inflict 2,000 if you have the Nurse on the field, no matter heads or tails, right? So we are dead. Opponent, though, they have a godly hand. They have Quick Draw, Dandy, Dust Shoot. And it looks like they choose to hold on to the Pot of Avarice here. And the Call of the Haunted, I guess, too. So we're going to Dust Shoot, put back the Tomato. There goes one of our ways of getting to Reficule. However, we do have Bad Reaction anyway. Opponent not attacking because they know about the Mirror Force. We summon Tomato. They're probably just going to hold that Dust Tornado for the Bad Reaction, potentially. probably a better play than trying to snipe the Mirror Force. We're summoning a bunch of tokens. We flip up Bad Reaction, Upstart Goblin, Chain Dust Tornado, so they're just going to gain life points. It's definitely not what we want to be doing. We do not want to be giving our opponent life points in the burn deck. So they're not really doing anything, though. They're just like loop and drill. So they go for the Lava Golem. That's going to allow us to crash the Tomato. Lava Golem's a neat choice. It's a burn card that lets us crash so we can get to our thing. Kind of makes sense. The opponent going to randomly Typhoon. They hit a Threatening Roar. We're going to chain the Threatening Roar. Now they decide to Tribute Summon Quick Draw. They could have Caius or Nurse, which I guess they know there's a Paths of Destiny too. So now we're just ticking down. They have 2 drills in rotation. Oh man, that is spooky. But we have a Mirror Force and we have a Threatening Roar, so I guess we feel pretty safe. Are they going to attack with the Lava Golem? We could have just gone for Black Rose there and like won the game, right? I think that probably would have, yeah, that probably would have been a pretty good play. Leave us on 2 cards with no Nurse. Okay, we top deck another Nurse. Now we creature swap, take the Stardust Dragon, activate Soul Taker since they gave us the Stardust Dragon. We can kill their thing, although we did kill the Lava Golem, which means they're not going to be burning for 1,000 anymore. They Call of the Haunted just to avoid some damage. Now Double Drill Warrior is going to come back. Maybe they should just start Caius in some back row, try to hit this, as cursed as it is for me to say, try to hit this Mirror Force. I mean, they could just banish this drill and like, oh man, the shell is still in. You don't want to be burning yourself for 500 or for like 1,000 every time you cycle through the shells in a matchup against a burn deck. Come on, you got to attack at this point, right? You got to force that Mirror Force sometime. So we're going to Avarice, put everything back. Okay, draw 2. We don't attack. We just don't believe in force. Are we afraid of like that there's a magic cylinder? Don't we know? I think we should know these 2 back row, right? There was a, what was there? There's a Dust Shoot. Didn't we see Paths of Destiny and Mirror Force? I thought we saw them, but all right, well, opponent is plussing a lot. Okay, they're just going to shell pop our field. We get another Nurse. Are we going to pay another 1,000 life points to add shells? We're not. All right. Drill Warrior comes back. We have Judgment now, which I guess the issue with Judgment is it costs even more life, though. So Paths of Destiny number 1, Paths of Destiny number 2, and we're dead. We actually just die because they chained them both, and if we saw them, we're still dead. I don't know. I feel like we played too passive here. How are we never attacking? You can't just play around Mirror Force forever. How is it that hard to not just get through a mirror? All right, whatever. They die to Nurse Burn because they don't know how to deal with Mirror Force. They just don't know how to deal with it. I guess they just don't know. All right, this is the new and improved version of the Quick Draw Monster Mash Frog stuff build that we showcased the other day. Obviously, I'm a sucker for Monster Mash. I love all kinds of Monster Mash decks. And we're going to see a pretty solid opening hand right here. We go Gallus. Gallus lets us go Sphere, and then Sphere searches the other half of our Quick Draw Dandy combo. So we're going to be able to make turn 1 Drill Warrior with, I guess, slightly higher consistency than perhaps other Quick Draw builds might be able to. So the Drill Warrior is cycling. However, the opponent has an out. They have multiple outs, I guess, if you include the Light and Darkness Dragon. First of all, they delusionally decided to set an MST when we showed them Gallus in our first turn. So, you're going to have to clear that at some point, Frog player. I don't know how you're going to accomplish that, but it's not going to be great. So they opt to just Geki Break the Drill Warrior. I guess kind of makes sense. We didn't have great setup for getting that Light and Darkness Dragon live ASAP. Maybe we could end phase Geki Break something and then just Tribute Summon it, which actually probably would have worked, and maybe we should have done that given that we're against a deck with no back row or defense whatsoever. We actually go into Uni and take out their MST for them, thus freeing up the Spell Trap Zone, which I guess we didn't know they were on Frogs, to be fair. We saw what, right, Geki Break plus Dandelion. That could be literally anything. I mean, not literally anything, but it could be some, there's a lot of weird stuff that could be. So we're going to hit into the Mirror Force, Brain Control the other dupe, and then what, Tribute for Sphere. Sphere going to go into a Lone Fire Blossom this time. So I guess threatening to make a Titanial next turn. Caius going to take out what's left of the dupe lock. However, the Sphere, indestructible by battle. Fun fact. Alright, so we're going to go Lone Fire into the Titanial as planned. Take out one of the Caiuses, and now the second Caius is not going to trade so well, so we just Tribute Summon Lad. Crash the Lad. Lad take out the Titanial, and then go into a Dandelion. But now we have our own Ryza to put back the Dandelion, and this is not lethal, but it's a lot of damage. Puts them out of brain control range, I think, which they have not used yet. But we know they're top decking into a Dandelion. We can go Lone Fire into Titanial, take out the Level Eater, actually just opting for damage here. Bring back another Level Eater, Tribute Summon Vanity's Ruler, so no monster effects, or, no, wait. I'm thinking of Vanity's, there's like a different 2 Tribute Vanities that's just probably not even out in Edison, or maybe it is, I don't know, but it's like bad. Actually, this one's kind of bad too, but it's kind of crazy we're main decking this, actually. We're just main decking Vanity's Ruler in Monster Mash. That's a little bit, it's a little bit of a wild one, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, opponent can't special summon. It's like a one-sided Vanity's Fiend, which doesn't tremendously matter given the Titanial's just hitting over it. We draw into a Ryza. Okay, that can trade 1 for 1 with the Titanial, but there is a set Dandelion. Can we go for game here? We put the Level Eater in defense mode. We could have gone for game, but we just put the Level Eater in... Wait, did we? No, wait. We wouldn't have been able to go for game. We'd have been able to clear all the tokens. But putting the Level Eater in attack would be actually quite dangerous because we're both very low on life here. Let's see. Are we going to summon Ryza, put back the set, and just win the game? Yeah, okay. That seems like a pretty good play. Lots of Level Eater abuse going on. Lots of Tribute monsters as well. Vanity's Ruler main deck. That's a crazy one. You can summon it under your own Drill Warrior, and your Drill will just keep going, and your opponent will be under Vanity's Fiend, so I guess that's kind of funny. Let's see. We got swap into sub into... It's actually crazy that they just, like, use the sub like that when they have Geki Break Dandelion. They could just, like, Geki Break anything, and then summon sub, and then just have sub dupe, but they just choose to sub into swap. Well, Geki Break being used now. Can we draw into some kind of Tribute monster? I guess that's what it's going to have to be. We're making Drill Warrior here, so they're going to have to find an answer to that as well. The set Mirror Force is not going to cut it. Opponent draws into a Lone Fire. They just leave the tokens, though. Don't do the little trick. Seems kind of suboptimal, I'm not going to lie. We add back Trag, and then we hit over a token. Mirror Force, though, that would just like let our Drill Warrior eat a Mirror Force. Opponent brings back a Treeborn Frog, hits over our set Dupe. Dupe's going to go into swap. Let's see, we can just remake a Drill if we really want. What the heck? Oh no, we're just dropping Gallus, and we're going to Tribute Summon Titanial, crash Titanial into their Titanial. Alright, opponent is up a good fair few cards here, though, although a lot of them are just dandy tokens. We're going to drop the Trigodia, we bring back the Treeborn, we Kai's the Treeborn Frog, and now we can DD Crow the second Treeborn Frog when they eventually get to that one, and there will be no more Treeborn Frog for our opposing Frog player. They're going to brain control the Trigodia. The Trigodia is, like, huge. They steal our guy, and they attack directly for 5,400, and they just kill us. All right, rough game number 2, but we could pull it back in game number 3, I believe. We open up with that Vanity's Ruler, so we're just going to go swap send Treeborn. Makes sense. We're going to draw into a quick draw, and just opting to send the second Treeborn. We're going to go for Drill. The opponent actually Geki Breaks our quick draw so that they can Caius our Treeborn. And now this does make sense going straight into swap here because it's going to let them bounce back their own Caius and use it again on us next turn. Or rather, they think they should be able to, but we can probably just, summon a... Oh, we're going for the Vanity's Ruler. Okay. I was thinking we could just make Titanial, but actually, we're going to use that brain control to bring down the Vanity's Ruler. The opponent can no longer special summon monsters, but we can. We can special summon all we want. We bring back Level Eater, Ryza them back, and now they have no chance to draw an out to our Vanity's Ruler. Unfortunate. The Frog player going to go down to the obnoxious 2 Tribute Floodgate monster. Wow. All right. Next match we have is Dark World versus Dragon Turbo. I don't know if I've shown Dark World before. Maybe once. It's possible. I thought this replay was just funny because of how toxic it is, where it's like the card destructions and the morphing jars just like help each other. It's really stupid. It's really stupid. Well, let's see what happens. So, opponent goes for Giant Trunade here. Typhoon going to be chain taking out that Future Fusion. They go for Magical Stone, add back the Giant Trunade rather than doing double Rejuve. I guess they just really want to have the Spell Trap Sweeper for next turn. So they get to end phase, draw 2. Alright, and then we go Allure of Darkness. We got to Black Rose them here. We're going to take out their monsters. We go Upstart. We're not using Upstart. All right, they use Trade In. They draw into a Heavy Storm now, so they have the Sweeper anyway. They're going to Giant Trinade us. And this should just be game, right? Go into Red Med, bring back Drago. Yep, we're dead. All right, rough game number one. Rough game number one, but we got this. We got this. We open Morphing Jar and Card Trooper. We're just going to summon Card Trooper and fully pass from there. Opponent goes Future Fusion. Their hand is pretty decent. They're going to add 2 Blue Eyes. Activate Trade In, draw 2 more. They don't find much. They're going to summon a Trooper and just set the Reckless Greed. Definitely a good play, looking to go off potentially next turn. So the Trooper doesn't die. They can Reckless at any point, but they could also just wait another turn with the second Reckless and then draw 4. We're going to end phase, bring back the Red Med, set 2. 5 head comes down, but they're playing big into Torrential Mirror, and they're going to lose all of their monsters. They go Cards of Consonance, activate some Upstarts. Are we going to be using those Recklesses just yet? We once again add back the Spell Trap Sweeper rather than going for multiple Rejuves. They don't even use the other Rejuve? What? You drew into another one and they just didn't use it. That's wild. Why did they do that? Alright, the Dragon players kind of weird me out here. I mean, they have game, right? I think they do. I guess they maybe need one more Red Med. But obviously, you just Brio everything. I mean, if you don't Brio everything, you're going to die to the Morphing Jar. You don't know that, but, like, shouldn't you just Brio everything anyway? Like, I don't know. Why are we adding back Cards of Consonance to draw our whole deck? Okay, we can go... Wait, what? Why did we... No, why are you not going Brionac? Is this even... What, we're just summoning triple Red Med and Drago and crashing? That's so bad. Okay, they died to the jar. Too. They deserve to die to the jar. What the hell was that turn? Everything was going semi-alright. I mean, I feel like they should have just won. They just... Oh my god, they just card destruction to gold and to silver. What's about to happen exactly? Wow, they discard... They mill 3, they discard 2. Okay. But then gold pops 2, and then Silva spins 2 back to their hand, or spins 2 from their hand back to their deck. So they just, like, they draw an additional 1 off the Trooper or something, and then we put 2 back. Okay, so then they're just on, like, 2 cards. Did that work out right? Why was the opponent so confused by how this works? It's not that complicated, but... Alright, so then they draw 2 from the Rejuve. I hope they did that right. I wasn't really watching them too closely. They kept, like, putting cards everywhere. Was this guy, like, trying to cheat or something? I don't know. It seemed like they were trying to intentionally be confusing there, and it was really weird. But, yeah, they're done. They card D to got gold into Silva and just lost 3 cards. This was not good. This is not good. My god. Alright. Next up, we have... another alt format game. We've got a matchup from Trooper format, which is a format from like mid to late GX. It's like 2007. So I think Trooper format is the one with where Troopers at 3. I assume that it's the one where Troopers at 3 because it's called Trooper format, right? Like, and we also have this card. I believe it won. So Crush Card Virus. If you thought Deck Dev was an annoying card, this card is like, whew. Way more toxic. Opponent going to use Premature Burial, however, to bring back probably the Dark Magician of Chaos, which is a card that is legal in this format, which then adds back the Brain Control with its pre-errata text. So they kind of recover okay from just getting instantly deck devved. We're going to Mally, of course, Mally at 3 in this 4, I think. Was Mally at 3? I think it was at 3. I don't think it was semi-limited yet. I'm pretty sure it didn't get semi-limited to like... No, it didn't get semi-limited to like 5Ds, because we had 3 in Teledad, right? This is a long time ago. Okay, it was a long time ago. I'm sure that it was at 3, though. Unless it, like, went to 2 and then went back to 3 for Teledad. Maybe they did that. They did that, like, a billion times with Mally. Over the years, to be fair. It's been at 2 and back at 3. I don't think that happened. But I'm not going to say it's impossible that happened. Phoenix Wing Wingblast, a big card in this format as well. But Ring, that card is still legal, and it's going to kill us. All right. Moving on to game number 2. Nice win in game number 1. Yeah, D-Draw is at multiple copies too. It's actually... There's a lot of crazy stuff in this format. It's just like, Synchro's worn out and stuff, so... it's not as... Perhaps not as nuts. The best Monarch is like Ryza still. So we go summon, pitch for D-Draw. Alright. Stratos D-Draw. It's just so good. It's like a plus It's like you plus off the Stratos, and then you plus again off the mat. It's like a +2. It's basically better than Pot of Greed. So the opponent going in for a Ryza here. No matter which one they hit, it's getting chained. They hit the Torrential. Torrential gets used. Ryza is dead. We go summon Card Trooper. Activate the Machine Duplication. Get a second Card Trooper from our deck. Going to get in here for a lot of damage. Summoning a Mally. So that's going to be, what, 3,800 plus 800 is 4,600. Yeah, the Trooper is at 3. And then Machine Dupe is a very funny thing that you can do with the Card Trooper as well. Opponent draws. They find a Pulling the Rug. Which, of course, is quite good at dealing with the Ryza and stuff. They're going to call the Hunted back Disc Commander. Man, it is crazy it was legal in this format. Lots of crazy stuff on the ban list in Edison that we just don't even think about. But yeah, Disc Commander. They call a Hunted this back. You can bring this back with pre-mat or call and just draw 2 cards. Just draw 2. Like, why not? We're going to Machine Dupe on our opponent's Snatch Steeled Card Trooper, which allows us to summon all 3 of our Card Troopers from our deck. So we now control 4 Card Troopers. The question is, there's no way we just mill 12 cards from our... Okay, so we're going to Ryza, stack the Mally. Definitely not... Wait, what? Why did that Trooper go back? Oh, you can only summon... Really? Is this like an errata text or something on Machine Duplication? Does the original... Does it just say up to 2 on the... Maybe it does. I don't know. Dang, that's so sad if it really works that way. I wanted to see them summon 4 Card Troopers. Wow. I didn't know Machine Dupe only said up to 2. That's so obnoxious. Why would they put that on there? There's no way it comes up enough to be significant that you could like steal your opponent's thing that you have 3 of in the deck in Machine Dupe. Does it really say that? Maybe it's different in that form. I feel like... I don't know. I don't remember the original text. I have no idea. Alright, I just looked up the original card text on Machine Duplication, and it does say up to 2. So they did do it right. However, this proves that Konami hates fun. Why would you put that on there? That's just dumb. Ring is going to cause a draw. Oh... They probably banned Ring for this specific reason, actually. It's so stupid. We're going to Confy. God, this card's dumb, too. This card is, like, Trap Dust Shoot, but so much worse. Oh, my God. Okay, so we're going to set 2. Just set the cards we don't want them using Confiscation on. They take away our Cyber Dragon. Fortress Dragon didn't exist, of course, so we wouldn't have been able to Fortress them. But at least I don't think Fortress Dragon existed. Right? Yeah, that's like a 2008 card, right? Or maybe even later in the TCG. So we get Wing Blasted there. Opponent gonna summon Trooper, attack. We're just gonna take it. Okay, we have Brain Control. We're gonna have to like tribute set Ryza and or Ryza our own card. We are gonna Ryza our own card just to do some damage. And hopefully it doesn't get run over by some top deck. We attack. Is Call of the Hunted getting used yet? No. They're going to instead Snatch Steal the Ryza. The Snatch Steal will be DB glitching out in the hand. Lovely. I hope that doesn't cause any... Okay, it's fixed. It's all good. We Phoenix Wing Wind Blasted the Snatch Steal. The DB bug with the replay is hopefully over. They chain call on our Heavy Storm, but we're just going straight for game. Did we know that card was this? I think we might have from the Confy. So pretty quick game number 3 there. That's a little bit of a taste of Trooper format. Actually, pretty good format, but also pretty crazy if you think about all the stuff that was still just allowed, you know? It's like we got multiple Destiny draws. I think we had 3. I think there's just like 3 of this card, and then 3 Mally, and then Confy's legal, and D-Mock, and Premature Barrel, and Snatch Steal, and Card Crush, and Crush Card, and Ring of Destruction. All sorts of crazy nonsense was going on back in that format. But yeah, as always, we're going to be ending the replay there with the alt format replay of the day. So hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comment section. I'll see you next time. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.